Hey everyone, how's it going? Welcome back to Chef Vic Cuisine. Today we're making Brazilian cheese bread. Now these are warm golden brown rolls that are crispy on the outside yet fluffy on the inside. And a big perk for this recipe is that these are gluten-free, making these a healthy and guilt-free option for any meal. So let's get started. Alright, so jumping right into this recipe, in a medium-sized pot, we want to add in 1 cup of whole milk and half a cup's worth of vegetable oil, followed by 1 teaspoon of salt. Whisking those together until they're well combined. We want to bring this to a gentle boil over medium heat, or 350 degrees Fahrenheit, or 176 degrees Celsius. And in the meantime, you also want to preheat your oven to another 350 degrees Fahrenheit or 176 degrees Celsius. Once you start to see bubbles begin to form in this mix, you want to remove the pot from the stovetop. Now we want to add in 2 cups worth of tapioca flour into the pot and stir this vigorously until all the flour is well combined. The dough will initially look grainy and have a sticky consistency. All the vegetable oil and milk should be absorbed by this point. If not, you want to add a little more tapioca flour. Here we want to transfer the dough into a bowl of a stand mixer fitted with a paddle attachment. You want to beat the dough on medium speed or until the dough has cooled down enough to be able to be handled. This should only take about a few minutes. Alternatively, you can do this by hand using a rubber spatula. It'll just take longer. The batter should become smooth and elastic by the time you're done kneading it. Now, in a separate small bowl, we want to whisk together 2 large eggs. With the stand mixer on medium speed, we want to beat the eggs into the dough in 2 portions, not mixing the second portion until the first portion has been incorporated. Make sure you always scrape down the bottom and the sides of the bowl as needed. Continue whisking this on medium speed and beat in 3/4 cup of sharp cheddar cheese that's been shredded, as well as 3/4 cups of Parmigiano Reggiano cheese, also shredded. Whisking those until they're fully incorporated. This creates the dough we're going to use for our recipe, which will be sticky and have the consistency of a thick cake batter. You want to scoop 1 tablespoon's worth of the dough using an ice cream scoop, and place them on a large baking sheet that's been lined with parchment paper, spacing each scoop about at least 2 inches apart. Here you want to round the dough scoops into mounds. You want to transfer this to the oven and bake these for 25 to 28 minutes or until they have puffed and have a light golden color. You want to remove these from the oven and allow them to cool slightly before serving. And just like that, you've made Brazilian cheese bread right at home. For a different flavor profile, you can always try using mozzarella cheese instead of Parmesan. As you can see, this recipe is really easy to make and it creates one great side dish for anything that you want to pair it with. In Brazil, this is known as pão de queijo. I really hope you enjoyed this recipe, and when you do try this at home, be sure to tag me at Chef Vic Cuisine or hashtag Chef Vic Cuisine so I can see your great takes on this dish. As always, this recipe and many more can be found in my cookbook, Chef Vic Cuisine Volume 4, Enhancing Your Inner Chef. And that's available on Amazon, and I'll be sure to leave a link to that in my description box. Feel free to click the pop-up on your screen for more information on that as well. Thank you all so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed learning how to make Brazilian cheese bread, and if you did, make sure you smash that like button for me. It's one of the best ways to show support for this channel. And if you haven't done so already, also hit that subscribe button too to see more recipes just like this one. And sharing is caring, so if you enjoyed this recipe and think someone else will too, feel free to share this with all your family and friends. And stay tuned for next week where I show you how to make a really tasty dessert, my butterscotch cookies. If you weren't a fan of butterscotch before, this recipe will make you a true believer. I can't wait for you guys to check this one out. Well, thank you all again so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this video. Be sure to check out more recipes on my page now. YouTube thinks you'll like these recipes, so let's see if they're right. And I'll catch you next time on another episode of Chef Vic Cuisine. And until then, peace.